Good morning, everybody. This is John Scarborough. Today, I want to have a little video. We're going to be building a ramp for our trailer. The ramp is going to help us to be able to get our hogs loaded up. As I go through this video, I want to talk a little bit about some of our struggles that we face here on YouTube and with this whole video editing process. As many of you know, I didn't start off doing a lot of editing. I really just started off the YouTube process just making videos. And I tell you, that was a bigger challenge for me than most people may realize. I wouldn't say that getting in front of a camera is really something that comes naturally to me. Definitely not public speaking. It's something that I guess makes me just a bit nervous. But one of the things that I have found in life is the most fun you'll ever have, no matter what you do, is if you will face your fears and have a life filled with things that make you just a little bit uncomfortable and stretch your boundaries. It's not that you always want to be uncomfortable, but just learning new things and embracing new things. I think that that's one of the biggest things that has made me appreciate this channel and all of the people that's in it. And so I would like to just say thank you to everyone that takes the time to watch my videos and understand that it's been a journey for me and that it's been tough. I've had to change the way I think, and I've had to learn new skills. And while editing these videos, even sitting here editing this one, it's quite a challenge. And on the subject of learning new things, woodworking is actually one of those things. I've had some experience, but not really a whole lot. Before I started farming full-time, I actually was a welder, and the only thing I would ever work with was metal. I mean, I would do some things here and there, but really once we got the sawmill, it just became the cheapest material. And so that's something that I've enjoyed doing as well, is learning to sawmill my own lumber and then learning to work with that lumber. And it is a little bit different working with sawmilled lumber than it is lumber that you buy from the store. And I'll say one thing for sure about editing videos is I have come to really appreciate all of the really good YouTubers out there that create wonderful content, and you can see all of the editing that they do. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of skill. And something a lot of you may not realize if you've never made videos in this video right here is I've only got one camera. I'm using my phone, and all of the camera angles, I've moved the phone all the way around in different places, and I'm having to edit all of that stuff out. So this video actually started out at over an hour and a half. And as of right now, it's down a little bit over 18 minutes, and it may get edited farther down before you see it. But all of that stuff is to make it enjoyable to you, while at the same time cramming as much information in one small place as we can. So I know the video may seem long sometimes, but I have done my best. I've tried to make it entertaining as I go. Incidentally, I just wanted to mention this saw really quick. I absolutely love this saw. You can see here I kind of plunged through both layers, just a little bit on the second layer in order to just go ahead and pre-mark it. That works really, really well, and it makes for really quick work. So I won't bore you with the entire editing process. One of the things that I do on here that you probably don't ever really think about is I'm constantly having to make cuts throughout the video, not just the cuts like you saw there with it clipping scenes. That takes a lot of time itself, but the big thing is I'm having to go between and turn the volume up and down on the music, and turn it up and down on my voice, turn it up and down on where the saw is to make sure the saw isn't too loud, but then turning it up some when you hear sounds that sound somewhat appealing to certain people. Like to me, the sound of the square laying on the wood is a very appealing sound, and the wood laying down and wood getting moved around and putting tools up, kind of that clank and moving around, to me those are somewhat pleasant sounds. So personally I bring those sounds up just a bit. I've often had people ask me why I haven't spent more time in the past editing videos, and why even now I don't stay consistent with putting out lots and lots of videos. Sometimes I put out a lot, and sometimes I put out a little bit. And I tell you, my biggest reason is when I started this channel, and even now, my biggest priority is to put out good content. Incidentally, this is a 3x5. You can see me cutting here. I'm having to cut an angle on it, but it takes a little bit of, it's a little bit tricky to try to get it cut, but it worked out pretty good. And I know I'll get somebody in the comments telling me how dangerous this is to pin that guard back with that pencil. And all I can tell you is I absolutely agree with you, it is dangerous. And I wouldn't suggest that you do it. But all I can really say is that sometimes as men, we don't really have a choice but to do what we have to do to get the job done safely, but also in a timely manner. I've heard it said that this is the very reason why women live longer than men. I say this is the reason why women get to live longer than men. Because if you're a man, you should be doing all of the dangerous and hard work so that your wife doesn't have to. So I'm sure anyone with eyes can easily see that this is tweaked out of square. It's not sitting really flat. This is actually wood that I never put into my stack when I was running my sawmill. It was all the stuff that was either cut really badly, it had waves in it, or it was messed up in some way. It just wasn't good enough. Some of it was 1 inch at one side and then 1.5 at the other side, and I was supposed to be cutting 2x4s. And if you've ever run a sawmill, you know that those are problems you run into. Alright, so there's the frame put together. Pretty well done there. We are going to pop a couple nails in there. We put all of our screws. The screws are going to be plenty sufficient, but I do have some nails. We get our nails. We've got a whole bunch of them free a while back ago, so I use those wherever I can. But the biggest reason for using the nails for me personally is just because nails actually have shear strength, whereas screws have grip strength. So we did use the screws to put it together. But we're going to use the nails here simply because there's going to be a lot of pressure pushing straight down on all of this. And I wasn't able to put my pressure straight on that. So the pressure is going to be directly on all of those fasteners. So by using those nails, I'll have just a little bit more shear strength. In my mind, when I'm working on something for an animal to walk on, I'm not too worried about it. So this is a really good place to put scrap old lumber that otherwise wouldn't be worth much. We're going to take these boards right here. We're going to put them on as runners coming up there, and we will be just about done. Okay, so maybe the music was a bit, well, funky, but I never claimed to be very good at this anyway. So anyone that has made it this far in the video, I do really appreciate your support. You guys and girls, you guys are the ones that are really helping my channel. The ones that are watching all the way through, and it's your support that keeps me going. Even though I'm not really making a lot of income from doing these kinds of things and from adding this content. And it is a lot of work, but I do hope that one day I can make a little extra income from this, and I don't know for sure if I can or not, but it's something that I'm enjoying the process of, and I really appreciate bringing you guys with me. And if there's anything I can do to try to make these things more enjoyable to you, or if there's any other videos that y'all would like to see, let me know. And I would also like to invite you to check out some of the other work that I've done. I'm not just here on YouTube, I'm in other platforms as well. I have a channel, it's called Smoldering Art Premium Fire Pits. It's all about my fire pits and stuff that I've done there. And I have a Facebook page, it's called Scarborough Leather Goods. Those are some other things that I've done, and I've enjoyed doing those things in the past, and I hope to do them again once we finally get our homestead finished. If y'all enjoyed this video, or if you've enjoyed any other videos in the past, I would truly appreciate it if you would share this on other platforms so that my channel can grow. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.